This dude Leon Cosmo was humanity's greatest weapon, a dragon slayer so legendary, he started killing monsters at 5 years old. By 15, he was out there reclaiming entire territories from dragons. The guy was basically humanity's last hope in a war they were losing, and then he got captured. 2 years locked up in a dragon dungeon. But here's the thing, he wasn't just sitting there feeling sorry for himself. Nope, our guy had a plan. The Silver Dragon Queen herself comes down to gloat. Rossweiss, confident, powerful, ready to break him. She strolls up and asks how it feels being a prisoner of the Dragon Clan. His response? Just kill me already. Classic reverse psychology, she's confused, finds his attitude interesting, gets real close, touches his chin, says he's handsome but could use a few more scars, the kind of compliment that makes your skin crawl. Leon snaps, tells her to stop the games and finish him off. But the queen? She offers him a spot in her clan instead, wants him to switch sides. He actually laughs, asks if she's even worthy of him. Big mistake, huge. Her eyes go full rage mode. One strike shatters his chains and sends him flying into the dust. Before he can recover, her foot pins him to the ground. She reminds him his heroic reputation means nothing anymore, calls him an ignorant loser right to his face. Leon fires back, says she robbed him of the chance to leave any legacy behind. No descendants, no one to carry on his name. The queen likes that, tells him too bad. He won't have any successors anyway. He screams for her not to underestimate humans. Her tail wraps around his throat, lifts him into the air like a rag doll. He's choking, barely able to breathe, gripping that tail with everything he has. Almost out of air, he manages to croak out one more thing. She smirks, asks if he's finally ready to beg. Plot twist, he grins. Even half dead, he tells her she made 2 fatal errors. First one, coming down here alone with the guy who literally slays her kind for a living. She waits. Second mistake, she tasted his blood. Her eyes go wide. The blood curse hits instantly. Her tail releases him. He crashes to the ground, finally free. The queen drops to her knees. Her body's burning up, totally out of control. She has no idea what's happening. Tears stream down her face as the curse takes hold. Leon explains it. She'll live with the pain of his soul forever. Then she does something nobody saw coming. She throws herself on top of him, knocks him flat on the dungeon floor, and kisses him. Hard. Our guy is absolutely speechless. Fast forward an hour, clothes everywhere, chains scattered on the floor. You can fill in the blanks. The queen wakes up first, curse still visible in her eyes. She looks around completely lost, then turns to Leon with pure fury. Screams at him, demanding to know what he did. He explains it calmly. The blood curse creates a soul bond. When he dies, she'll feel endless agony, forever. She calls it impossible. That side effect wasn't supposed to happen while he was alive. He shrugs, admits it was an accident, total surprise to him too. But here's the real kicker. Dragons mate for life, and thanks to this little mishap, she can't have another partner. Can't have any other descendants, ever. Just like him, she's furious. Energy crackling around her, ready to end him right there. He stays calm, tells her to go ahead. He's dying soon anyway. His curse is that she'll live with hatred and pain forever. The queen goes silent, gets dressed, processes everything, then asks how a human could be this petty, this despicable. Her hand glows with power. She calls him a scoundrel. Then she blasts him with magic right through the chest. That's where it all started. Leon's backstory flashes by quick. 5 years old, killing a rabid dog. Becomes an apprentice to a passing dragon slayer. At 10, he enters the Imperial Academy. Graduates as the youngest and top-ranked student in its entire history. By 15, battlefield veteran, dragon killer, living legend. And then, prisoner. 2 years pass. He wakes up screaming like he's crawling out of a nightmare, gasping for air, completely disoriented, hand clutching his chest. He looks around at this fancy room and has no clue where he is. The door creaks open. A tiny dark-haired girl peeks through the crack. Sweet little voice says he's finally awake. Leon stares at her. She's adorable, like ridiculously cute. His brain immediately jumps to conclusions. He's dead. This must be heaven. Obviously he earned it after all his service to humanity. He calls her a legendary angel. The girl tilts her head, asks what an angel even is. He smiles, picks her up, introduces himself. She says her name is Moon. Cute name, but her hair color's weird. She explains her mom said it represents the moon. Leon finds it strange that angels have moms. He tells her his name means lion. She already knows. Her mom told her. Wait, who's her mom? The girl beams. Rossweiss. Our guy's entire world shatters. Then Moon drops the bomb. She says he must be her daddy. Leon, EXE, has stopped responding. The little girl straight up asks if he's really her daddy, calls out for her mom. Rossweiss appears. Moon announces that daddy finally woke up. The queen just says she already knew. Moon adds that mommy must be so happy since she visited him every single day. Rossweiss confirms it. Leon thinks only a complete idiot would buy that story. The queen sends Moon outside so the grown-ups can talk. First question out of his mouth. Is Moon actually his biological daughter? Yes. His brain short-circuits. He demands to know why she gave birth to the kid, why she kept him alive. She reminds him he was unconscious for 2 whole years. Did he really think she just let everything go? He explodes, says he never wanted any of this. They're enemies. He would never have touched her under normal circumstances. She gets close, asks if being with her was really that torturous. Yes, obviously. Her tail wraps around his leg, yanks him backward onto the bed, pins him down before he can react. He asks what she's planning to do. She rips his shirt off with one motion. A magic circle glows in her hand. She's going to carve a dragon mark into his chest, her personal brand. He screams for her to stop. She tells him this mark means he's her prisoner forever. His greatest shame, he'll never be able to leave. And what would his human comrades think when they see a dragon tattoo on their legendary hero? As the mark burns into his skin, he demands to know why she has to go this far. She leans in close, explains that dragon revenge is extreme, inhuman. She wants him to live with this humiliation, to be degraded by her forever. But here's the twist. As the mark forms, Leon feels something unexpected. To her, this mark is actually an honor. She whispers that his revenge as a dragon begins now. Cut to the Silver Dragon Castle. 2 maids gossip about how the queen's in a great mood now that her husband woke up from his coma. Leon overhears this. Husband? He's furious at the label. He remembers how she absolutely destroyed him for an entire day and night, nearly broke his back. Decision made. He refuses to be her toy. He's getting out. He scouts the castle gates. 4 dragons guarding the exit? No chance there. But something's weird. Security is way lighter than it was 2 years ago. Then he spots it. A mysterious hole hidden in the grass on the other side of the wall. Could be a trap. Definitely suspicious. But he's desperate. Takes the risk. Crawls in. As he enters the tunnel, he mentally says goodbye to the queen. Tells her she can keep little Moon. What he doesn't know? Moon is watching him from a distance. She runs to her mom. Points excitedly. Says daddy is digging like a dog. Ross Weiss watches calmly. Agrees that he's quite something. Moon asks when mommy will reel him back in. The queen corrects her. It's rude to say reel when talking about her father. The proper word is bring him back. Classic. Leon sprints through the forest. Thinks he's made it far enough to shake her off. Human territory is just beyond those mountains. He stops to catch his breath. Then his face drops. He looks up and sees a massive silver dragon flying overhead. Ross Weiss. She congratulates him on being such a good runner. Her tail appears right in front of him. She asks if it wouldn't be fun to play with him a little. Turns out she made that tunnel herself. She let him escape on purpose. He admits he suspected it was a trap, just didn't expect her to catch up so fast. She asks if his human friends would still see him as a dragon slayer with that mark on his chest. He says he'd rather start over as a nobody than be her torture victim. She's annoyed, says he doesn't appreciate her kindness. Her massive claw grabs him. She takes off into the sky. He yells, asking where she's taking him. She says she's helping him go home. 3 hours later, night sky, border town below. She drops him. Free fall, pure panic. He crashes through the treetops and slams into the forest floor. Groaning in pain, he pulls himself together, looks ahead. Brightly lit human city in the distance. He can't believe it. That's actually the Empire. Rossweiss appears behind him in human form, confirms it. That's his homeland right there. But even being this close, he can't go back. The mark on his chest starts glowing purple. She explains that when someone with the dragon mark feels strong desire, the other person feels it too. She teases him about the heat building in his body, asks if he wants to do it right there. She confirms that's exactly why she brought him here, to make him understand shame right in front of his hometown. He grabs his chest, asks if she really thinks this will break his spirit. Then he does something unexpected, grabs her, vows that he'll wait for the right moment. And when it comes, he'll repay every single humiliation. Double. She's speechless for a moment. Then she agrees. Slight blush on her face. Whispers that she'll be waiting, alive or dead. Later, they're sitting under a tree near the border. She's completely satisfied. He's completely exhausted. She suggests bringing him back every month to visit his hometown. You know, for motivation. He calls her a dragon queen obsessed with draining his power. She gets up to leave. Says their daughter is waiting at home. He stops her. Says he'll walk back on his own. As a dragon slayer, he can't be carried around like prey. She warns him the journey takes over 10 days on foot. He tells her not to underestimate human endurance. She smirks, says she wants to see how long he lasts. Spoiler, not long. He struggles through the forest, completely gassed, stops to catch his breath. She catches up, asks if he needs help. He denies being tired. She says the only tough thing about him is his stubbornness. They stare at each other, tension thick. Then Leon spots something through the trees, a dragon slayer army approaching. His eyes light up, maybe they can help him escape. But beside him, the queen's expression turns ice cold. He realizes instantly, if he calls for help, she'll kill every single one of them without hesitation. The squad leader raises his hand, signals the group to stop, approaches the couple, asks if they're lost. Leon forces a smile, says they were just out for a walk, tries to make them leave. The captain gets suspicious, says Leon's face looks familiar, asks if they've met before. The queen's eyes fill with rage. Her hand starts glowing with energy. Leon moves fast, grabs her hand before she can attack, pulls her into a hug to cover it up. He tells the captain he must have him confused with someone else. Common face, nothing special. Whispers to her to let him handle it. The captain laughs, says he won't interrupt their romance any longer. The troops move on. As soon as they're gone, she asks if he's hugged her enough, shoves him backward. She admits he was smart not to ask for help, but warns him to know his place. She never considered being his wife. She starts walking. The road is long. Suddenly he feels a sharp pain, grabs his arm, vision blurring. He tries to follow her, but his body gives out. He collapses in the middle of the forest. She turns around, asks with disdain if he really just passed out, calls him a fragile human. She transforms, tosses him into the air, catches him gently with her mouth. He rests unconscious on her back as they fly across the starry sky. She decides to interpret his collapse as begging for mercy. Dawn breaks over the Silver Dragon Castle. Leon wakes up in a comfortable bed. Little Moon is right beside him, celebrating that daddy's finally awake. He's confused, asks how he got back. She tells him mommy brought him home. Right, he remembers now, captured again, like prey. He notices a bandage on his injured hand. Moon proudly announces that she wrapped it herself. He watches her for a moment. Dragons are supposed to be violent and ruthless. But this kid? Zero hostility. Treats him like an actual father. Maybe because she's half human. He pats her head, tells her she's amazing. She beams. Then he quietly advises her not to grow up like her mother. Bad timing. Rossweiss appears at the door, asks what exactly is wrong with being like her. He immediately backtracks, denies saying anything. She approaches with a tray. Moon proudly tells her mom she bandaged daddy's wound just like she was taught. The queen barely reacts, just says she should have done it anyway. Cold, Leon thinks to himself that this woman is way too strict with the kid. To get her out of the room, he suggests Moon go hide in the garden for a game of hide and seek. The girl gets excited, runs off asking him not to count too fast. He starts counting, watches her disappear down the hallway. Then he turns on the queen, asks why she has to be so harsh with their daughter. She explains that dragons raise warriors. Strictness is required. He argues that Moon is gentle. She counters that gentleness is basically an insult for a dragon. He smirks, says she's actually pretty cute when she wants to be. Wrong move. She grabs his shirt, yells that he's just a slave for her to use, tells him to stop throwing himself at her. He's speechless. She informs him that as queen she has responsibilities. Childcare? That's his job now. Then she softens slightly, says their daughter really likes him. Cut to the castle garden. Leon's walking around, sarcastically thinking about his new role as a babysitter. He spots Moon hiding behind a pillar, points and shouts that he found her. But she doesn't react, just stands there looking angry. He tries to apologize for making her wait too long. She turns and runs away. He's totally confused, calls after her. Where did she go? He just saw her run past. Parenting is hard. Kids are unpredictable. Then Moon jumps on his back from behind, celebrates catching daddy. Wait, didn't she just run the other way? She explains she went looking for him because he was taking too long to find her. Something's off. Did he imagine seeing her before? She grabs his hand, wants to show him something. From a distance, another little girl watches them silently. By the fountain, Moon hums while drawing. Leon watches with a calm smile. Having a daughter isn't so bad. His soul feels healed. He makes a silent promise. He'll help her escape from the Dragon Queen someday. Moon runs up to show him her family portrait. He looks at it. 2 kids in the picture. He asks about the second one. She says that's her sister. His brain breaks again. Moon has a sister? He realizes he didn't just score once. He hit 2 targets with 1 shot. That girl in the garden earlier, the angry one, that was his other daughter. Moon corrects him. Her sister wasn't angry, just shy. He figures that makes sense. They just met after all. But this is definitely Rossweiss's fault. He needs to confront her. He bursts into the queen's study, calls her name. She looks up calmly, asks where Moon is. He says she's playing with her sister, then demands to know why nobody told him he had another daughter. She smirks, asks if he hadn't figured it out already. He thanks her sarcastically for the 2 kids, says she must have worked really hard. That visibly annoys her. She asks if he knows why she kept the other daughter hidden. He accuses her of being jealous, hiding Noah because Moon likes him more. She asks if he's really that eager to meet her. He says he wants a good relationship with both daughters, unlike a certain cold mother he knows. She just smiles, warns him not to regret it later. Sunlight fills the kitchen. Leon stands there with a knife and a determined grin. His plan? Win over his shy daughter with the power of cooking. He used to make this stew all the time back in the army. Sweet flavor, perfect for kids. He tastes it. Skills haven't rusted one bit. He imagines Noah loving the food, completely won over. Two maids watch from outside, impressed that the prince is cooking for his family right after waking from illness. Ross Weiss arrives with both daughters. He greets them, says dinner's ready. Moon runs over praising the smell. He proudly announces he made stew and steak just for them. He looks at Noah hopefully. Surely she can feel his love through the food. Noah turns her face away with pure disdain. His fantasy shatters instantly. He mentally blames Ross Weiss. She definitely predicted this. That's why she kept Noah away. The queen instructs Noah to introduce herself properly. The girl does. Formal, cold, Noah K. Mel, daughter of the Silver Dragon Queen. Leon introduces himself as her father. Total indifference. Moon whispers to her sister to talk more so daddy doesn't feel embarrassed. Noah crosses her arms. Says she doubts he's really her father. He looks way too weak. Direct hit. Critical damage. Leon realizes he's facing his first real crisis as a dad. His oldest daughter is basically a mini version of her mother. Family dinner becomes the most awkward meal of his entire life. He asks, hopefully if the food is good. Noah says no. The meat is tough and hard to chew. Ross Weiss can't hold back a small laugh. Moon asks why mommy looks happy. She says it's because the whole family is together. Then she teases Leon, asks if he's happy too. He forces a yes. Moon asks if daddy can eat dinner with them every day. Before he can properly agree, Noah shouts that she doesn't want that. Moon asks why. Noah says she wants to enroll in the Young Dragons Academy as soon as possible. Ross Weiss reminds her that program is for older dragons. Why the rush? Noah declares she wants to start defeating dragon hunters immediately. Leon freezes. His own daughter wants to defeat him. He tries to warn her those warriors are dangerous. She snaps back, tells him not to treat her like a kid. But she literally is one. The queen supports Noah's ambition, says the sooner she learns the faster she can fight. She challenges Leon to give a reason to stop her. He realizes opposing them will only make things worse, changes tactics, says fine, he's okay with it. Ross Weiss announces that he'll help Noah prepare for the entrance exam. 1 month. Noah immediately agrees. Leon pictures the queen as a giant monster. She's using their daughter to psychologically destroy him. He swears revenge. After dinner, Moon shows off her full belly to her sister. The girls leave. Leon calls to Ross Weiss. Says they need to wash the dishes together. She's confused. Says the servants handle that. He explains it's the proper way to end a family dinner, a couple cleaning up together. He whispers. Asks if she doesn't want to create a harmonious family image for the kids, even if it's all fake. She glances back, sees Moon watching them with hopeful eyes. She reluctantly agrees. Moon excitedly offers to help. Noah grabs her sister's hand, drags her away, says she's coming with her. The kitchen goes silent, just Leon and Ross Weiss, dirty dishes in the sink. She asks when he plans to start helping. He smiles confidently, asks if she forgot what he told her 2 years ago. Never be alone with a dragon slayer. She's surprised. She asks what he's planning. He says unlike last time, he won't let her manipulate him. She attacks with her tail, asks if he thinks he can escape. He blocks it with one hand, grabs her tail, asks who said anything about escaping. She cries out in shock. The grip throws her off balance. She falls to her knees. He reveals he read about the dragon tail's weakness, asks with a grin if she's helpless now. He comments that dragons always want to conquer and control everything. Then asks, have they ever been controlled themselves? She's completely flushed, speechless, breathing heavy. She demands he let go. He reminds her of all the humiliation she put him through just for her own amusement. He suggests they try something different this time. She hurls insults at him, struggles to break free. Meanwhile, two maids wonder if the prince's evening has finally ended. They enter the kitchen, surprised at how clean it is. Through the crack in the door, the queen watches their conversation. Leon silences her. The maids can't see her like this. The door closes. She glares at him furiously. He approaches, says now they can begin. His eyes are firm, determined. Hers look completely helpless. 3 days later, Moon asks if their father died from sleeping so much. Noah decides to investigate immediately. She kicks him right in the face. He feels the pain, groans. Noah confirms he's alive. Leon is shocked at this treatment, opens his eyes and sees Moon startle when she realizes he's awake. The little one runs off to tell Ross Weiss. He tries to figure out when exactly he passed out. The queen asks if he really needs a reminder. It comes back to him. She knocked him out with a single punch that night. He reflects that any normal person would have died from that kind of hit. Still, he admits she's gorgeous. Doesn't look her age at all. The girls ask what's wrong. Noah says he's just staring at their mom. Ross Weiss discreetly knocks over a flower ornament on the vanity. Leon turns toward the sound, picks up the delicate accessory, places it in her hair, says it suits her perfectly. She asks how many women have heard that exact line. He says when he was young, he only knew how to take care of his uncle's donkey. Moon asks what a donkey is. He describes it, an animal with big ears that complains constantly, just like their mother. The queen glares at him with murder in her eyes, then punches him in the stomach. The girls ask if daddy's okay. He says yes, still doubled over in pain. She announces he'll be teaching them how to write. He complains that nobody asked him first. Moon celebrates. Noah says she can handle it herself. Both run off to find pencils. Noah picks purple. Alone now, Rossweiss tells him her sister is visiting. The daughters can't be seen. He asks why. Does her family not want to meet them? She explains that he's now officially Leon Cosmo, a dragon who woke up after 2 years in a coma. She orders him to memorize the surname in case he runs into her sister. He confirms he understands. But as she leaves, he's already planning. He'll make her suffer the greatest humiliation possible, right in front of her own sister. Study room, writing lesson begins. Leon demonstrates how to write, tells the girls to pay attention. Noah complains his handwriting is ugly, says their mom's is way prettier. Moon asks where he's going. He says he needs to return something to their mother, warns them he'll check their work when he gets back. Noah wonders if he's an idiot. Her sister says he seemed happy. Noah denies it, but admits at least he left quickly. She can't hide the slight blush on her face. At the city gates, an important visitor arrives. Isabel Melku, Queen of the Red Dragons, Rossweiss's sister. They embrace. Isabel says it's been a year, comments that her sister looks healthier. She asks why the husband isn't there. Heard he finally woke up. Rossweiss lies, says he's not feeling well. Isabel expresses regret, was hoping to meet the dragon who captured her sister's heart. She teases that they must get along great to have kids so fast. Rossweiss denies having any feelings for him, says the marriage means nothing. Isabel just remarks that she's still the same proud person. They walk to the garden together. From a window, Leon watches through a telescope, identifies the visitor as Rossweiss's sister. He grins. Time to test the dragon mark's influence. Isabel mentions instability in the Fire Dragon King's territory. Someone named Constantine might be expanding. Suddenly, Rossweiss feels the mark on her chest glow intensely. A sharp jolt runs through her body. Isabel asks if something's wrong. She covers it up, tells her to continue. In her mind, she's cursing Leon. She knows exactly who's responsible. She suggests reinforcing border defenses. The mark's effect grows stronger. She starts sweating. Isabel notices, asks if she's okay. Rossweiss makes an excuse, says she has to deal with something important, be back in 20 minutes. Isabel offers to come with her. She refuses. Isabel figures it's the dragon mark, comments that young people these days love their games. Meanwhile, Leon relaxes in his chair, wonders how long she can hold out. Not long. She bursts into the room screaming his name. He's surprised she came back so fast. She grabs him, demands to know if he activated the mark on purpose to embarrass her. He plays innocent, asks if it's his fault for missing her. She's completely speechless. The comment leaves her startled, deeply blushing. Leon realizes the tactic worked. He finally landed a hit on her. She scolds him, tells him a prisoner shouldn't be shameless, keep his thoughts to himself. Internally, she admits she got fooled, was planning to beat him up. She warns him he's spared this time. He just makes a face at her. He reflects on the moment. One sentence left her completely speechless. The dragon mark is powerful. But then he notices something. His heart pounds harder every time he thinks about her. He immediately scolds himself. Stop thinking about that. Horrible thoughts. He remembers the girls are still waiting, wonders why he hasn't gone back yet. At the gates, Isabel says goodbye. Rossweiss smiles, tells her to be careful. In dragon form, Isabel insists on meeting the husband next time. Rossweiss promises to introduce him. Her sister flies off into the night sky. The Silver Queen watches with a serious expression. In her mind, she swears to teach that dragon hunter a lesson. Elsewhere, Leon sneezes, wonders if the dragon woman is talking bad about him. He notices Moon and Noah have fallen asleep, carefully adjusts their blankets so they won't get cold. Leaves the room silently. The moment he tries to exit, a hand slams the door shut. Rossweiss asks if her sister left already. She reminds him they have unfinished business. She drags him down the hallway by force. He protests the whole way. They arrive at her luxurious chambers. A wooden basin of hot water sits on the floor. He asks what it's for. She says she's tired, orders him to wash her feet. He's stunned. She insists it's punishment for earlier. Reluctantly, the legendary dragon slayer kneels before her, feeling completely humiliated. He holds her foot, wonders how many hunters she's trampled over the years. She gets confused, wonders why he's just standing there staring at her feet. She blushes slightly, asks herself if he has some kind of fetish. Impatient, she demands he put her foot in the water already. He does. She screams. The water is way too hot, kicks him square in the face. He flies backward from the impact. She accuses him of revenge via scalding water. He smirks, reminds her she's the one who asked for his help. She says he hasn't learned his lesson. Plants her foot on his chest, asks if he ever imagined being trampled by a dragon, wonders what would happen if she pressed a certain spot. The pressure makes him grimace, pain and discomfort, and something else he doesn't want to admit. He asks her to stop. She challenges him, wants to see how long he can endure. He decides he won't surrender to her tyranny. In one swift motion, he grabs her foot firmly, says he's eaten all kinds of legs before, but never dragon. She's shocked, has no idea what he'll do next. He bites her leg, declares he'll eat raw dragon claws. A furious scream echoes through the entire castle. She promises to kill Leon Cosmo. Next morning, Moon wakes up sleepy, asks her mom why she's limping. Rosweiss just says it's nothing. She asks Leon about the bandage on his face. Same answer, nothing. The girl looks confused at both of them, then cheerfully concludes it must have been a fun game, says she wants to play too. Castle garden. Leon and Rosweiss walk in silence. She's ahead with an irritated expression. He follows behind. Two maids watch from a distance, think it looks like a romantic date, but one notes something's off. The queen and prince don't seem close at all. Neither says a word. He breaks the silence, asks why they're doing this. Earlier, he refused to walk with her. She explained they need to maintain the image of a happy family for the people. Now, he thinks she's acting strange, wonders what she's plotting. Hidden nearby, Moon comments that Daddy is so slow, doesn't even know how to hold Mommy's hand. She decides to help. Noah tries to stop her. Moon runs toward them anyway. Noah begs her to leave him alone. Suddenly, the little girl appears behind them. Leon asks how she got there so fast. Moon grabs both their hands, joins them together, explains that for a proper walk you have to hold hands. From their hiding spot, the girls watch, find the couple adorable. Noah concludes it's their mother who doesn't fit in. Leon reflects that he didn't expect holding hands would affect Rosweiss this much. She really doesn't know how to connect with the kids. He mentions that they call her mother, asks if something's wrong with that. He explains that kids usually say mommy along with daddy. The formal version sounds distant. The queen looks confused, asks if there's really a difference. He smiles, suggests they work on getting the girls to call her mommy instead. She's completely caught off guard. Speechless, she agrees to try it from now on. He complains as she pulls him faster down the path. She asks if he misses home, says she has something that might help, leads him to a storage building behind the castle mountain. He asks what kind of place it is. She says she never named it. Call it a storage room, back room, doesn't matter. They enter. He's impressed, asks if it's a dragon treasure vault. He spots a bracelet his grandmother gave him, says it would be worth a fortune back in the Empire. She explains some items have meaning to her, others are just war trophies. He asks about her family. She reveals she and her sister were raised by their grandmother. He shares that he grew up in an orphanage, was adopted by his master, then asks what she really wanted to show him. She approaches a chest, says what's inside will help him forget his worries. She opens it. His eyes go wide. His black and gold armor, right there. She asks if he didn't always want it back. He can't believe it. Wonders if he's dreaming. Is she really returning it? She smiles mischievously, confirms she is. The moment he touches it, magical runes light up across the armor. He notices the seal, laments that his old friend has fallen this far. She reveals with a victorious grin that he finally walked into her trap. Energy surrounds him. He demands to know what she did. She explains. A dragon mark was placed on the armor, activated by his touch. His hand convulses. The effect begins. He clutches his chest, regrets trusting her. She remarks the mark's effect will now be doubled. Grabs his chin, teases him, asks if he can handle it. He grits his teeth, tries to say her name. He's pushed backward, loses his balance completely. Pinned to the ground, an intense urgency overtakes his body. She reveals she's been looking for ways to make him lower his guard. Didn't expect him to fall so easily. He stares at her, speechless, face completely flushed. She asks if her performance was convincing. He asks in shock, was everything about her family and holding hands a lie? She approaches, says it was all true. But that doesn't change her plans for him. She reminds him of what he said before, that she likes being in charge. She confirms with a smile she really does like being in control. Asks if her dear husband is ready. Kisses him. He curses. The massive storage room doors close shut. The dragon hunter's fate is sealed. Hours later, he cries out in relief. Finally over. She lies beside him, watching with a satisfied expression. Irritated, he asks what she wants now. She holds his chin, comments that his scars have faded. He looks more mature. He protests angrily, says he won't fall for her traps again. She smiles as she gets dressed, admits he's gotten smarter. Then she pauses. He feels uneasy. With a mischievous grin, she finishes her thought. His body has deteriorated a lot. He's confused, asks what that means. She repeats it. Decayed. He's frozen, complete shock, total despair. The humiliation continues as her words echo in his mind. If you enjoyed the story so far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to YumeRecap, and stay tuned for the next video.